In this video, I want to touch on eXp Realty's revenue share program. I'm going to explain a little bit about what it is, and I'm going to talk through the pros and cons of it. If you're just starting to do your research on eXp Realty, just know that this is one video in a series of videos. So in the description, you can find a playlist where I go through a lot of the common questions and answers and thoughts that people have about eXp Realty, and I really break it down through a series of videos. So make sure you go check it out. So what is eXp Realty's revenue share program? It is a program that they've instituted when they start the company, and they basically said, we are going to reward people who help us grow this company. It used to be in traditional real estate brokerages that if an agent liked what you were doing and saw that you were having success and decided to join the brokerage you were at, the broker would give you a $25 gift card or give you a pat on the back. And eXp Realty said, if you help grow this company, we are actually going to share a piece of the revenue. And so the way that works is an agent joins, they name someone as a sponsor, and whoever that sponsor is gets a small piece of the revenue that eXp Realty generates from that agent. So all agents are on an 80-20 split. Of that 20%, so it doesn't actually affect the agent's portion, but of that 20%, eXp Realty gives a small piece to the agent that sponsored them. What's beautiful about revenue share is that happens on every transaction that agent does until that agent caps, and that is reoccurring for the lifetime of that agent as long as they are with eXp. So it happens year 1, year 5, year 10, as long as that agent stays with eXp Realty. And what's unique about their revenue share program is it's not just a one-line system. That actually happens with 7 different lines. So if you were to bring someone onto eXp Realty, not only do you get a little piece of every transaction that they do, but if they bring someone on, you get a little piece of what they do, and if they bring someone on, and that goes 7 levels deep. Now, there are some pros and some cons to this revenue share. Let's talk through the cons first. Now, if you heard my explanation of revenue share, maybe you have a bad taste in your mouth. Maybe you're saying things like MLM. Maybe you're saying things like, are they trying to turn real estate agents into recruiters? And if you've heard things from eXp Realty agents, you maybe have some of those thoughts yourself. And in my opinion, that is one of the biggest cons about revenue share, is it's caused people to sometimes look poorly on eXp Realty and eXp Realty agents and say, all eXp Realty agents are recruiters. No one actually does deals. Now, that couldn't be further from the truth. And the reality is this model and this system has been around for a while. There are companies like Keller Williams who have 7-tier system, but it's based on profit. There are a ton of other companies like Exit Realty and Fathom Realty and Real Brokerages that have similar setups. eXp Realty just kind of gets the bad name for it because they happen to pay the most. They happen to pay based off of revenue and not profit and not through some other different calculations. So some eXp Realty agents have made a decent living from this revenue share and from helping grow the company. And so that tends to give it a bad name. It's not uncommon, and I understand why some people get a bad taste in their mouth because there are some bad apples. If someone posts into a Facebook group and that Facebook group has 50,000 agents and they're asking about what real estate brokerage should I join? Well, guess what? There's a good chance that there are a good chunk of agents that are from eXp in that group, and that agent might now get a bunch of text messages. They might not get a bunch of comments. They might now get a bunch of DMs. That is not how the recruiting is set up, and there are recruiting guidelines that eXp Realty has, and those are in a lot of ways against those guidelines, but those do happen. And that's because the incentive is so strong. So let's talk about the pros of revenue share. I've touched on this in some other videos, but the biggest thing about revenue share that I think is not thought about properly is eXp Realty with revenue share has essentially incentivized collaboration. It has essentially incentivized working together. Anyone who joins me at eXp Realty, we now become like business partners. eXp Realty is essentially paying me for not only bringing you onto the company, but ensuring that you have success. So I now have a vested interest in your success. And so think about how powerful that is. I now open up my entire tool belt. I show you all of my tips and tricks and secrets because the more success that you have, the better that I do, the more that eXp Realty compensates me through revenue share. So revenue share can really be this unique thing that helps bind us all together. It has also sparked the way for some very unique teams and a lot of people to actually give away and train more agents for free because of the thought of eXp Realty. So in a lot of ways, I think the pros of revenue share outweigh a lot of the cons. Now, some of you guys might be saying, Jeff, I want to join a real estate brokerage and I want to sell real estate. Great. That is what you should do. You should never join a company like eXp or any of the others that have these types of incentives and switch up your business model. You shouldn't go from being a real estate agent to being a recruiter. The best people who attract people to companies like eXp Realty, in my opinion, are ones that are shining stars in what they do. So if you're a new agent, your best strategy for bringing people onto the company is just being a good agent, having unique marketing, treating your clients and your customers right, treating the agents on the other side of the transaction right. So some of the top agents at eXp Realty do this really well. If you can be a shining star in your marketplace because of the tools that eXp Realty provides, because of the collaboration, because of the training, guess what? People naturally are going to be drawn to you. And this is really why eXp Realty's revenue share was set up. It wasn't set up so that people can go spam a bunch of people. It was so that the shining stars in a marketplace who naturally already have people who are drawn to them and moving companies because of them now get rewarded. So if you're a brand new agent and you're thinking about eXp and you're thinking about revenue share, don't worry about it. Don't think about recruiting. Worry about your business. Worry about being the best version of yourself. Worry about your clients. Worry about the other agents on the other side of the transaction. And naturally, just naturally, people will be drawn to you. And what revenue share has done is that even agents who have a small number of agents that they've sponsored, 3, 4, 5 agents, are now making a couple $100s a month in recurring passive income that they can now invest back into their business. Think about how powerful that is in the real estate industry where typically our commission is up and down. You might have a couple closings one month and 0 closings next month, where now you might have $200, $400, $600, $800 coming in on a regular basis because again, you are a shining star in your market. You're a fantastic agent, not a recruiter, and you're focusing on building your business and you're attracting people. If you can now have $800 or $1,000 coming in passively and naturally just by helping other people in your marketplace, how powerful is that? Not to mention the whole team side of it. If you're thinking about building a team or starting your own brokerage one day, eXp essentially allows you to do that inside their model with 0 overhead, and you can build it all through revenue share. So there's pros and there's cons. If you have any questions about revenue share, don't hesitate to drop a comment below. Again, in the description, I have other videos explaining eXp Realty. I'm happy to schedule some time with you if you have specific questions for me about eXp or joining me at eXp Realty and what I do for my agents and my team. But as always, I hope you found value from this. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Drop a comment below if you have questions, and I'll catch you on the next one.